That's
appropriate.
It is the king's disease because we eat rich food.
Yeah.
It was
Drink a lot of beer
and eating a lot of processed meat. I was living, and I'm not joking, I was living in a warehouse in an industrial park with my dog. And I was in my early 20s, and it was later than that, my mid 20s maybe. And I just was drinking beer and eating pizza pockets. And one morning I woke up and my foot had swollen and it felt like glass. And I'd realized, oh dear, I had to go to the hospital. And this great big black doctor, God love him, he was so nice too. He just goes, "You have gout." And my foot's all, and I mean, didn't take me into the back room or anything. He walked into the waiting room, looked down at my foot and goes, "You have gout." I'm just like, great. So with that being said, welcome to the pre-show of the Maritime Paintball Podcast, where I ramble about foot pain and gout and remind everybody that we have a few fun sponsors like Rip Kings in beautiful Fredericton, New Brunswick. Go in and see Big Black Sam and get a discount for me. We have Castle Glass, who hooks me up with some fantastic glass. It's gone someplace. I'm puffing away on it. New t-shirt, "You have gout." Yeah, perfect. I don't want to have to cut him in on that. Moncton Paintball, my beautiful home. I can't wait to go back and see them. Check out Building Paintball on Facebook. It's a great group. Some really cool stuff going on there. I believe the first weekend of March is the next game in the winter series out at Hillsborough at the Atlantica Action Center. So anybody who's listened to this and before that, you should go out and check that out. The 18 lads put on a great time. Still probably the best staging area in the game today. Oh, who else? Kat, my Canadian cunt, who I love. I'll be seeing you soon, sweetheart. I miss you very much. She makes all of my beautiful headbands, and I can't wait to get more because everybody needs a fresh cunt here and there. And if you don't have one, go and check her out. Oh, man. If you ever have the pleasure of meeting Kat, you will meet probably one of the sweetest and nicest human beings on the planet. Like, she is an absolute doll.
This year, in November at Cup for the first time.
Oh, you got to meet her at Cup?
I did this November, yeah.
Oh, you're going this November to Cup?
No. Sorry, last November. I apologize. Last November, 2022 Cup. I got to meet her there. Her and Jonah.
Oh my God, Jonah's dope. He's such a cool fella. They're really, really, really sweet people. Really lucky. We try to give her as much credit as we can on the show, but we just call her Cat's Customs here because fortunately we are live very shortly here on beautiful 97.9 CHSR in Fredericton, New Brunswick, and we are with the man, the myth, the legend, Mr. Christian from Christian's Customs. Brad's going to go through all this again when we go live, but where are you located anyways? I keep asking, but we keep cutting out.
I'm in Pittsfield, New Hampshire, in the United States.
Oh, New Hampshire.
Yes, sir.
A liquor store of legend. I've slept in that liquor store parking lot more than once. Driving stateside, and I'm like, I need to crash out. And I'm like, New Hampshire liquor store parking lot. My mother, I can hear her nodding in approval. Oh, he's getting himself ready. He's puckering himself up. His butthole is clenched and ready to go. Me. Yes, I'm still stoked about the idea of a "You Have Gout" t-shirt.
Is that like a thing? Can you make like a thing out of that?
I want. He can if he wants. I think it's hilarious. I don't know if we can make a gout-themed mask.
Oh my God!
Have pastrami all over it or something.
just fucking deep fried Sammys and everything everywhere.
Oh my God. Yes. Oh, I love that. I do. I like New Hampshire. Actually, my marker just passed through Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, and on its way to go see our friend TJ at Nova Paintball, and he's going to fix my mistakes and Bradley's mistakes.
Oh, what'd you guys do?
I pooched. I used the wrong insert, and I think I might have blown the back end of my N4. Brad did something and pooched the Hellion, and there was problems out of the box with the Dreadnought. So he's going to just get that all fixed up for me. I hope he makes a video calling us idiots too. I asked him to.
Oh, he probably will.
I hope he will. TJ is the man, and he will delight in telling us that we're both fools. And with that being said, there's the head fool. Do your thing. The bills have been paid.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to episode 435 of the Maritime Paintball Podcast. My name is Brad Odell, and with me, as always, is
your not so intubated king of paintball.
Yes.
I'm not intubated, but I am trying to get this mask. And with us tonight is the wonderful Mr. Christian's Customs. That sounds kind of like in the background. If anybody ever played Punch Out, it sounds like Doc in Punch Out, giving you the pep talk before you go into the ring. You didn't play enough Punch Out.
Oh, okay.
No, never played Punch Out. No.
There's a party going on over there at the customs house, and that's okay because it's pretty awesome. Everybody needs to have a party on Thursday.
Party's where it's at, man. Party's where it's at.
It's Friday somewhere.
Non-stop kids in this house and their significant others. And earlier it was we got to see a lovely session of the children.
But you know what? Though, it's nice that you feel comfortable. Well, that's okay. They can abuse each other.
Well, yeah. I mean, yeah, absolutely. It's less than I have to do.
I don't support it, but I mean, you gotta do what you gotta do.
Right.
Oh, look at that! I got my new gator, and I'm so happy. I gotta clip those lines, but it's just gonna look
Very
so
nice.
good sexy this week.
That is sexy. That is beautiful, folks. Yes, like Tom over there had said, we are joined by Christian from Christian's Customs. Excuse me. Who is going to be who's been on my radar for quite a while now.
Hello.
Those, beautiful dyed masks and masks, lenses. You dye the lenses as well, correct?
That is correct. Yeah, that's actually where I started with everything with lenses. To be honest with you.
That's right. That's what it was. Yeah, there was the JT like dyed lens or dyed mask group.
Yes. Yeah, the JT.
And then you were doing the whole like stenciling off words or something, or like I think it was a palm tree.
Yep.
On one of them that I saw that you had stenciled off when you dyed a lens, and I was like, you could like dyeing a mask. Sure, that makes sense. You get a white mask or one of the camoed masks you dyed. Okay, sure, that makes sense. I was like, dyed lenses. Like,
yeah.
That's different.
So it's actually funny you say that because I wasn't the first person to do it. I actually found out because I just got back into the game a few years before. This is probably 5 years ago. I just got back into playing paintball again, and I started like adding all to the Facebook groups and stuff like that. You know, whatever dye this group, the purchase that group, all the buy sell trade groups and whatnot. Yeah. And I came across one picture of somebody. I forgot the guy's name, but somebody had a dyed lens. And it had these like quirky little skulls going across it, and I'm like, "Wow, that's really cool."
I know which one you're talking about.
Okay.
Yeah. No, I think I remember.
I saw that. It was red with just these like quirky little skulls going across. I'm like, "Wow, that's really neat." And I looked. I have a couple friends that are like wicked into JT, like everything about JT. And I was like, "Well, what are they?" Who did somebody make these things? Was it made by JT or whatnot? I was like, no, okay, it was actually this person that made that lens. So I'm like, okay, well, I'd like to have one of those lenses, but I'd like to have like my paintball team's name on it. I'm like, okay, well, I asked the guy, and he's like, sure, I'll make one. He ended up sending it to me, and it didn't look anything like at all the logo that I sent into my team. It was a used lens. It was just a really bad gig all the way around, as of like somebody making a piece of artwork and then somebody purchasing something like that nonetheless. Yeah. So I've always been a artsy fartsy person, so I was like, well, I mean, I asked him right off the rip, how do you do it? Like, what did you do to get these pictures or whatnot on it? And he kind of gave me a rough get up and go about how to do it. I was like, okay, well, it doesn't seem that hard. Yeah, right, okay.
Okay, but that's difficult.
But at first it was because I only asked a few questions. I didn't like really go into details on the guy on how he did it. and I was kind of felt like I was pioneering my own new thing, you know, because I didn't have nobody to teach me about it, nothing to learn to go off of, no videos, no knowledge really on like how you should dye a lens. So I ended up purchasing a lot of them in the beginning at full price, which they were $45 a piece, and destroying some odd 25 lenses. I spent a lot, but I was headstrong about, man, I'm gonna get this done, dude. You know, if this guy did it, I can do it. And then I finally figured out my own little, you know, method on how to do it. And then I kind of, you know, started figuring out, well, a color's cool. Can we put pictures on it and shit? You know, like that's a color's cool, but what about team logos on the side where you can't see it, or just like a fade into different gradients and whatnot? And then I started experimenting there to the point now where I can do all sorts of colors, gradients, pictures, designs with colors inside of them, you know, and they're all dyed on the lens itself, and it's a permanent dye. It's not, you know, like a hydro dip or anything like that. It's done with rich synthetic dye.
Yeah, like it's proper. It's chemically altering the plastic to change the
100%.
color. It's not going to peel off.
No, absolutely not. No,
That's cool.
Yeah,
that's dope.
So I started there, I guess. I kind of just escalated and didn't stop. You know, being an artsy fartsy person, I don't really care about the medium of what I'm doing, whether it's tie dyeing or making pottery. For all I care, I just love doing art in itself. And I had a couple friends of mine really push the idea of, hey man, you know, like headbands are a really thing. You should learn how to do some sewing and learn how to, you know, make headbands and whatnot. I'm like, oh, come on, dude. Okay, so now I'm dyeing lenses. Let's make headbands. All right, headbands to mask parts to hydro dipping, to dyeing to hydro dipping, then from hydro dipping to painting, from painting to now gold leafing things. It's blown up quite a bit into within 3 years, going from nothing, just sitting on my kitchen table wondering, you know, after I get out of work, what the hell am I going to do? You know, am I just going to fart around, play some video games, or am I going to go and do something? And now we're in a different house now. I have my own studio that we're building, and it's kind of like growing now.
Deadly. Also, wanted to thank everybody who's come and decided to join us this evening. It is there's a hockey game going on. We all know it, but we appreciate you coming to visit us. Canada, US is tonight.
US, yeah.
So there's going to be fisticuffs. Also, hi to Nova. Hi, TJ. Nice to see you, buddy. Forgot to pay the business that we are going to D-Day. We're going to be there.
We are.
The party is going to be happening, and I'm sorry, I'm testing out a theory, so we're yapping if we mute for a second. So but we can unmute him too, because he's got a lot to say, and I can see his pretty face. So we are going to be at D-Day at the end of May, beginning of June, that long weekend. It is going to be the sexiest party of the year. The mobile embassy will be there. We're going to be parked down on Gom Way. I dare say we are fighting for the Allies, so I'm sorry, Kaiser.
You're going to lose again.
I'm going to have to fight you again, but I did promise that if they ask someone to switch this year, I'll switch. I might run into your guns this year. So GTA MagFed on Sunday at pbnation.com.
I have no idea what he's talking about. I
don't care, but listen to Cliff, because Cliff has smart things to say. And yeah, TJ, those, like I was saying, those are somewhere in Pennsylvania right now. Yeah, they're somewhere in Pennsylvania. It's one big box, and it's beautiful. And when you come to Wasaga, I'll bring you your maple syrup.
There you go.
And that's hello to everybody on beautiful 97.9 CHSR in Fredericton, New Brunswick. Nice to have you all here tonight. I just want to ask
a small favor of anybody watching, if anyone's going to be hanging out the entire time, post up the scores for me every once in a while, would you? I need to keep an eye on the scores.
Oh,
of
nice.
Canada versus US at the Four Nations, please. Also, let me know if a hockey game breaks out in the boxing match, because it happened last time US versus Canada. So
I just watched something. about that stuff that he's mentioned in the chat about Canadian whiskey. And yes, I'm been led to understand that Canadian whiskey is desirable in the United States of America. So when I visit, I'll have to make sure. If you're a whiskey person, I am, but I'm not a drinker anymore either.
I drink only every Friday, the hour and a half podcast I do. That's it.
That's okay. That's a reasonable amount. That is a good and solid, reasonable, safe, responsible amount.
Yes,
because we are big about safe and responsible amounts.
That's correct. Yeah,
So
that's right. Yes. Oh, that's right. That podcast, the Taylor, which is where this was made.
Yes, that's him.
This is the one that Kat made me. When she made me my royal with my crown on it. I've been wearing. This is one of my favorite headbands. I've been wearing it for ages. I beat the hell out of all of them.
You guys need to get your boys some boxing lessons. Yeah. Listen. Apparently, the American team had a group chat and they coordinated for that whole fight to break it on the ice.
And you think we didn't?
No, we didn't.
We won the fights. We just lost the hockey game.
We don't need a group chat to coordinate the fight. Canadian hockey players can just look at each other, nod, and we know nobody's getting off that ice.
That's
how
lit.
we roll. We don't need to be like, okay, I'm gonna throw gloves, and then you're gonna throw gloves, and then I'm gonna. And we just look at each other and be like, yeah, all right, go, like done. That's how we roll. So, yeah. Also, no, I'll get into that later
McNary.
in the show. Sean
Hello,
McNary's
Sean.
in the chat.
Sean.
Who's Sean McNary?
I don't know, but I like Sean. Hello, Sean. Nice to have you here tonight, buddy. You probably know him, and we're just jerks.
That's the thing. I'm so bad with names. Everybody's just Bud to me.
Fella.
So, Chris, walk us through some of the processes you use, because you're kind of like, as far as I can tell, you seem to be becoming one of the key players when it comes to like dyed masks, dyed gear. So how long does it take to dye a mask? Not the lens. Let's go with the mask. Let's go easy mode, quote unquote easy mode.
That's a loaded question. I guess if you want, it depends on what you're doing with the mask. If you're going with like solid, going from white to a solid color, or if it was like a hydro dipped mask. Hydro dipped masks tend to dye a lot quicker than masks that you need to permeate into the plastics and into the rubber. Because with hydro dip masks, you're only permeating into the hydro dip and coloring the hydro dip itself. So process wise, I start off with RIT synthetic. You can pick it up in any of your local Walmarts, craft stores, or anything like that. It's actually been on the shelves for a long while now.
Yeah, it was my aunt always used it for dyeing acrylic wool.
Yeah, absolutely. So a lot of people used to use just regular RIT, but because of again nylon and plastics and everything being pretty much introduced in all clothing now, you needed something different to be able to dye stuff nowadays. So they got the synthetic stuff going on. Ooh, excuse me.
I didn't really expect to learn anything tonight, so this is cool.
All right.
I'm learning stuff already. This is neat.
Depending on what parts I'm dyeing, if I'm dyeing like just ears, or if I'm dyeing, just a set of frames or something like that, that'll dictate how much water I'm putting inside the pot. I've gotten to the point now where temperature-wise, I don't use a thermometer anymore, because I kind of look at the steam that's rolling off of it and dictate in my mind the temperature of. I've been doing it long enough where I'm like, oh, okay, well, that's almost boiling. It's about 200 degrees. It's another 10 minutes, we'll get up to 212, and it's going to be a roaring boil, and that's too much. So when I start seeing the steam come up, I'm like, keep it right there, baby.
This man's mixing water, dyeing paintball masks like a moonshiner's mixing moonshine. Like, we ain't need no thermometer. It's about 212 degrees. It's ready to go.
I think I dare say, just based on this, like that statement, I am sending my EVS to the States. It needs to go on a trip because this is how I figure out what gear I want now. As we bring people on the show and we talk to them, and then I'm like, hell yeah, I want that, and I pay for it. I want it paid because I pay for my shit.
It's all basically just rinse synthetic in water, and then it's just a waiting process. If you want it dyed deeper colors, you got to put either more grit inside of it or dye it longer periods of time so it soaks into the plastic and soaks. So
what about because you got to use hot water, right?
Yeah.
So what about the foam on the inside? Do you peel that off first?
So when I first started doing all this stuff, I didn't think about any of that. So like probably the first, 10 sets of frames that I did for people, the dye job was awesome. The dye was great, but I didn't remove the foam when I did it. And I ended up giving it to them, and I thought I'd washed it good, and it wasn't going to do anything. And they go from freaking tournaments, dude, and they're coming back with purple. They're looking like Ninja Turtles, dude. So they come out with green and I was like, man, fuck, so bad.
It's like in Police Academy when he puts the shoe polish on the megaphone, he gets the ring of brown shoe polish around his lips.
God damn. Okay, so that's when I learned again. So not having nobody to teach me, or maybe not willing to ask people how to do stuff, unbeknownst to me, I was just dyeing people's faces for a little while. But so yeah, no, you have to remove the foam. You got to remove the foam, guys. If you're doing the dye frames, remove the foam.
So did you just put the original foam back on with some super glue or some good double-sided tape?
I asked the customer what they want. If they want new foam, you have options. There's Empire, there's JT foam, there's that G1 foam, except that's impossible to get a hold of. So I give them the option of I can refoam it with the same original foam that was on it. I have older foams from when I done older jobs and stuff like that. People like foams from key masks and whatever and whatnot. So I was like, okay, well I save some of that and I offer that to them and stuff. And it really dictates on what the customer wants,
Cool. Okay. Cool, man. That's cool.
Application, I use E6000.
Good stuff, man. It literally sticks everything to everything without melting the plastic.
Without melting the plastic.
Yeah.
Yeah, it doesn't have a
problem. I think that's what I used to fix my boots. E6000. Yeah. I used it to put the sole back on my boot. So, excuse me. Cool, man. Okay, so that explains the masks. What about the lenses?
Lenses, you can do it in a couple different ways. Everybody other than me dyes in cold water. And I refuse to dye a lens in cold water. I do it in hot water. And that's why at the beginning I was popping and destroying lenses because I was doing it in boiling water, and I just get the lens right in the damn near boiling water, and then
yeah. Oh no.
But, so that's a big key thing that you're probably only going to see at Christian Customs and nowhere else. Is I dye all of my lenses in warm water, warm hot water. It's not room temperature. I don't let it sit overnight, and it dyes it a lot faster. And there's a couple different things that I toss into the water to make it adhere to the lens quicker and faster and easier. But yeah, no, it's a warm hot water process that I do. You can do it in cold water. Same idea though. With dye inside the water, either get it warm or cold, however you want to do it, and then if you want one solid color, you just got to dunk the whole entire lens in there and leave it inside there. A lot of other people sometimes think that you have to seal the outside with a foam.
I was just going to ask about that.
I have never once done that, and I honestly don't know how many lenses I've made. I haven't kept a track or a count, but it's probably over 1,000. And I've never once put any glue around any edges whatsoever. Some people do, and they say that that's what you're supposed to do. But I mean, honestly, you're probably just not supposed to dye them to begin with, because because it came clear, you know. But,
yeah. Excuse me. Yeah, because I always wondered about the foam on a thermal lens all the way around.
Yeah.
But I feel like the foam on a thermal lens it's a pretty thick, dense foam.
it is thick. It is very thick and very dense. Yeah.
Like if it was letting moisture through, thermal lens would just fog.
Right. That's the idea. Is it's literally supposed to not let moisture through.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah. And the reason people use cold water is that because they're worried about the temperature affecting the.
Probably. I'd assume it'd be for they're scared of doing it in warm water to begin with, but you can potential of warping the lens itself and/or potentially warming up the glue enough around the edges where it could separate. You can separation of the lens, let water on inside of it.
Okay.
To destroy the lens. In all reality, the fog-resistant part of the inside of the lens has nothing to do with safety whatsoever. You can purchase a lens, but you can purchase a lens without a fog-resistant shield on the inside. It's just a paint, you know.
Yeah. Well, yeah. Anybody who's ever wondered, if anyone's worried about that, go get your dual plane lens and poke the inner lens, and you'll quickly find out that it's not a lens; it's a thin piece of plastic. It's flexible.
It's wicked thin, flexible. Yeah, if it wasn't glued to it, it would have no rigidity to it. It would just be a floppy piece of plastic. Yeah.
Sorry, I just got a message from my wife. She works in a care center in a hospital, and she just texted me. She's like, "Hey, I might be late getting home tonight. I'm gonna stay and watch the game with the guys." Because she looks after a bunch of like old military guys. They're all vets.
Oh, but she's watching the game and you're talking to my stupid self.
Oh, that's what that is. Okay. Yeah.
Yes, Bond.
So, yeah.
Yes, Bond chick. I'm drinking my evening coffee because one of the wonders of and magics of Concerta is that after your 12-hour period, you crash like the Hindenburg and it's bad. And in the next like 15 minutes, I'm going to be like going on the nod. So the only thing I can do is suck back a nice strong pot of coffee and then hope the hell I can make it past 10:30 because I'm old and it's sad.
Also, fun fact for those people that have severe enough ADHD, the caffeine in coffee will actually calm you and put you to sleep.
Brad can vouch for the amount of caffeine he's watching me put down in a tournament, and it's not healthy. It's drinking C4, and I'm just like, oh, this tastes all right. Like,
yeah. Meanwhile, my skin was on fire, and I was ready to punch somebody.
God, that was funny.
So.
Really did. Like, you were telling me your skin was crawling, like your skin was like
it was bad. If I didn't keep moving, I thought I was gonna die. It was brutal.
It was so much
it was
fun.
nuts.
Yeah, now it doesn't happen. I'm on the meds. I can drink all the caffeine I want, but then party all I want. But as
Fingers
soon
crossed.
as it wears off,
I'm
excited
to find out what I'm gonna get. it's gonna be like opening a pack of Pokemon cards. What did you get?
I mean, once you get the letters, you know, the ADHDs, the PTSDs, all the fun stuff that you end up with, you know, as a millennial and overexposed to, you know, just constant sensory overexposure. It seems that what we've all ended up with. So yeah, enjoy that stuff. It's like legalized meth. Here you go.
That's exactly what it is.
Take that stuff every day, and instead of needing 16 cups of coffee, I need like
methylamphetamine or something. Something. Anyways, it is literally it's a methamphetamine.
It's a derivative, and it's amazing.
It's just it's basically.
What's he drinking? What are you drinking, Christian? I saw you looking. Sugar. There's still caffeine in that. It counts.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not much. It's 34.
So we're about we're about halfway through the show. So I'm going to take a quick second just to announce that we're very excited that the show has a new sponsor. I don't have any graphics ready because I've been slowly dying of some weird unknown illness for the past 2.5 weeks, and finally on the mend. But we're officially sponsored by Quench Hydration, which is a Canadian sports drink.
Be a mensch, buy some Quench. I want that on a T-shirt. By the way,
what's
I feel so proud of I am so happy. I'm pleased with myself
also
for this.
For the record, in case the program director is listening in, I did not bring a drink or any food into the studio. These are prop boxes. They're empty.
She'll beat him.
There is no food or drink being brought into the studio. They're just here for decoration. But basically, you know what BioSteel is? That drink?
Yeah, it's good stuff.
Cool. So the guy who created BioSteel ended up selling it to an investment firm, and then they tanked the company. So he started. So he wanted to buy. I got this all back when I was talking to the account manager in Toronto. He had filled me in on all this. The guy who created BioSteel sells it, watches the investment firm destroy it, goes, I want to buy it back. And they go, no. He goes, fine. I've already got all the connections. I'm going to just do it again.
It just makes it. I'm just going to do it better with blackjack.
So he did. So he did Quench. And
they now sponsor
so super cool. If you go to quenchhydration.ca or quenchhydration.com, either the one, the Canadian or the American site, use the code Maritime Paintball Podcast. You get 15% off. How dope is that?
That's pretty cool.
Right?
We're going to be testing that. We're going to be testing that stuff heavily.
Oh, I have been. It's great. It's well, I've been testing it. I've been drinking it. It's good stuff. It's got everything you need in it. It's honestly, it's a sports drink, right? So it's really I've been using it to help hydrate myself because whatever I have had for the past 2 weeks has been trying to kill me.
Is that what you're saying?
So I've been drinking this stuff. It's like Gatorade, but it doesn't taste like garbage. The blue raspberry is by far my favorite. You can get it in these little pouches, or you can get it in the big tub. I like the pouches because you just tear and go, rock and roll. And so definitely check it out. It's if you need a sports drink, you're out of the field, need to hydrate, go get some Quench your thirst.
Quench for the wench.
Quench for the wench.
Yeah,
Bonchik. Quench for this wench.
She's queen. Stanley has decided he's going to join me. He's been sitting there staring at me for about 10 minutes now.
Ryan says Brad is dying. Brad is dying. Brad has been. You have no idea how bad it's been. Like I've been having these coughing fits where they're causing me to like hurl. Like I'm vomiting because I'm coughing so hard. Oh. It's bad. I went like 3 days without eating.
That's nasty.
Right. So, and I don't sleep well, and I don't nap, and I slept from like 3 p.m. to 7 a.m. Ooh, I've been talking in my sleep because I'm having like fever dreams.
Oh, those are the best.
Like it's bad. Like I'm waking up thinking like I'm making noises, and I'm just like, I'm sorry, I'm making these strange noises. She's like, you're having full on conversations in your sleep. I'm like, cool. I'm going to the couch. Mm-hmm. Like,
so I can't be held responsible for anything I say when I'm asleep. Like, don't, no. This is not incriminating. Like,
it's actually a legitimate fear of mine. I do not like. I am so terrified of something being said in my sleep. So, anyways, so Quench is partnered with the podcast. Very excited to have their products with us. We'll be traveling with them, and hopefully we'll have some samples and stuff to give out when we get to D-Day or whatever event we're coming up to. So, very excited for that. Quenchhydration.ca, quenchhydration.com. Use code Maritime Paintball Podcast and save yourself 15% off.
Yes, I'm probably gonna go. I'm digging out my TMC tomorrow at work, and I'm gonna clean it up, and I'm gonna go and play on March 3rd. I think I don't have Simon, so I think that'll be a lot of fun.
I'd love to go. Not quite on my feet yet. I think I'll be ready to rock and roll. Like I'm scared. Remember last time with the airsoft game when I went and I was like, oh, I could definitely play, and then I almost passed out on the field because I couldn't breathe. I'm trying to avoid that.
That would be good.
So
that would be good.
So hopefully April 1st I can do this. So now that I got that all out of the way. Oh, the hell was that sound?
You unmuted Christian.
Oh, I did. There's like little beeps and everything in my ears now.
Oh yeah, it's been there the whole time, dude.
Oh,
It's been there the whole time.
So, I'm getting medical advice coming through the chat. You possibly have walking pneumonia. No joke, it's real. Drive to Shoppers Drug Mart. Try Mucinex. All right, cool.
I played paintball with walking pneumonia. It sucks. Don't do it. That was a terrible decision I made one year. I showed up and I'm like, I can play.
I remember that.
We don't do that. Yeah, and we don't do that anymore. So whoever's giving you that sage advice, I'm going to assume it's your wife.
No, it's Cliff.
Cliff, I love you, buddy.
I got medical advice from the guy who looks like he'd come out of a hobbit hole and just be like, "Here, try this unnamed powder. It'll help you."
Yeah, like, just try this herb. You'll be fine. Don't worry about it. Hit that giant Gandalf
It'll
pipe.
Cure you. Yeah. So, man, Christian, I don't know, man. There's something with your audio. It's like I can hear beeps and like we're picking up radio chatter or something. I don't know what's going on.
It's the CIA tapping in.
Oh, God.
I don't know. Maybe if I turn my volume down, does that help at all?
I don't know. Maybe. No.
I don't know. No.
Little bit, kind of, sort of. Nothing Canada.
Throw me out. Woo! Right. Suck it, US. That first game was just
a lull right there.
It's just a lull, a false sense of.
He's bringing the magic wand to Wasaga, so we are absolutely like I'm going to Wasaga. Like I'm trying to go to Frosty's, but I don't know if it's going to happen. But I'm trying like hell.
I'd like to get to Wasaga at some point.
It's beautiful. Yeah, you're gonna get there in August.
Christian, man, I'm sorry, man. That audio, we're gonna have to cut you loose, man. That audio's is rough.
I apologize.
Don't
worry about it. Don't worry about it.
You showed us, and you
said you were building kids. You said you were going to be building a podcast studio in the barn. Anyways, when you get that set up, you let us know. We'll get you back on the show. Sound good?
Sounds awesome. Yeah. Thank you very much, guys, for having me.
Thanks for popping in, buddy.
All right. Cheers, man.
Again.
Have a good night.
You too.
All right. Yeah. I don't know what that was.
I really was enjoying that. I was learning.
I was trying to get the secrets of. I was working my way up to like, how did you put gold foil on the masks so I could steal your idea?
You're a monster.
Well, I wasn't going to sell them. I just want to do my own mask without paying an obscene amount of money.
I will just ship mine to him, and I will ask him to and pay him to do mine. Get my EVS done in like. I'll send the EVS and my gator with it to try to get him to match it all, almost like a pattern, like the pain in Metal Gear Solid 3.
Yeah,
the Bumblebee guy.
I just had an idea.
I thought you were having a stroke.
No, but if I don't get this cough checked out soon, it might force one. Because I want to run the CMC this year. Because I now have a job where I have every weekend off. Unless something literally physically catches on fire somewhere in Atlantic Canada and a computer is in. Actually, no.
No?
I think all our systems are in the cloud now, so it doesn't matter.
Yeah. So we'll talk about that later. But I'd like
but if we could run the CMC, I'm thinking like we should gold foil something as the prize.
I'm feeling that I need to go back and harangue a little bit of the Mag Monkeys.
Cameron Brow immediately like CMC.
I love you, Cameron. I hope, are going to come to D-Day. I am trying to get as many Maritimers to D-Day. I'm like trying to set wobbles up with like 18 people. Like whoever needs a drive, call Will McDonald, William Wobbles. Is definitely looking for a ride to D-Day. John Votour, get a bus. I don't care how you're doing it. We need to fill the corner, like what I've dubbed the Maritimers corner, because with Kenny and all those lads, we've basically taken over that side by the bus, like by the stage, behind the stage, or to the right of the stage.
Yeah, there's the cool kids corner, which is the GOM way.
GOM way.
Right? And then you've got and then it just keeps going. And like, it's
Uh-huh.
not like we don't have just like,
We've-
it's not like a flea market where we just have like one
Well,
long side.
There's
It's like we actually took
SAS. There was
Yep.
the Big Effing Crew. God, there was another gang. Lead Farmer was there. Then we had Kenny, we had Turtle, we had a bunch of the Maritimers all lined up. We had the Gom lads. I'm slowly usurping that little corner for myself, just a little section, so I can fit if I can fit the embassy in to visit. But I want to get as many of us there because it's so much fun, boys. It is my favorite weekend in paintball of the year.
And this is the year that we're going to be attempting. Well, not really attempting. The plan is to stay on the field.
I'm staying on, dude. We did it. We did it at NME.
Yeah, to be fair though, at NME we had power. Oh, we can get power. Yeah,
we're gonna have power, and we don't need a lot of. What do you need power for? Charge your phone.
Watch a tablet. AC, but I'm just
get a fan.
Yeah,
we're going to be sweaty and smelly and playing paintball and hanging out with the boys. And if you really need to have one of your 18 showers, which granted, that beard does need to be showered. I know that there's some fancy lads who've recently been sponsored by fancy people.
No,
he's not staying on the field. I'd be very surprised if the Big Effing Crew stays on the field. So, I mean, if you really need to go have a shower, you can. I would figure I'm going to need to go have a shower, obviously. Like, I don't want to have to smell like that. So I'm going to want to find a shower too.
So that's what we did. Oh, there was 1 year.
that was, you still were able to have showers. Like that the one where it stank was coming home from PRZ the first time. And the stank wafted to the front every time we hit the brakes.
No, what I was going to say is there was 1 year at D-Day that I had a hotel room. And a couple of the boys were camped at the field. And before they left, the night before, like there was just like a revolving door of my hotel room of just like the boys just running in to grab showers.
Yeah. I'm 100% going to find a time to go to NME and just stay there for a weekend. Like, I will drive on a Thursday night, take the Friday, drive to NME, stay there for the weekend. I don't care what they're doing. They can scrim. I'll just sit there and drink and hang out with Mel. I might play a couple games of paintball. Otherwise, I'm just camping at NME and hanging out with them.
That's fine. I know guys who travel further for less. So,
right?
Yeah, nothing wrong with that.
Cameron, I enjoy whenever he comes out for these things because he's. Are you bringing your brother-in-law, Cameron? Please bring him. He would be so much fun. He is, for anybody who hasn't met Cameron's brother-in-law, he is the straight-laced version of me.
Yeah.
The man does not drink. The man does not smoke. And he is the most genuinely sweet human being. He's the kind of guy that you want to bring your first-time players and throw them against this guy. Because he's there to have fun. That's it. He will run up with a shield. I've seen him run with shields. I've seen him run with nothing but like sticks, just to screw with people because he's so much fun. He does. He does have to come. And yes, Mel, I can't wait. I miss Mel so much. I just miss paintball. I'm dying, man. Like,
oh, dude, it's killing me. It's killing me. With the news that I got last week, it just the whole thing changed, man. The whole changed.
I've got a Geo4 waiting to be fired. I have to go and see Josh and get a picture and fire this bleeding thing. My Dreadnought's going to come back soon, and it's going to be beautiful. I have so many beautiful markers. The G-Tech, we're going to get up and running again. I have so many sweet markers that I want to play with, and I don't have to. Right? My budget. I don't have to worry about markers. I got every fancy thing I want to play with.
Frankly, I've got the Axe. I got the Axe 2.0. It shoots. You know,
it's right. He runs with that HDS. Runs with his shotgun right in, pow, pow, and then just runs off. And he's huge. He's bigger than me. So he just like runs as fast as he can and he hides and boop, boop, and he reloads it and he comes running back.
A ridiculous thing.
So
I've
funny.
got the Axe 2.0. I just need to get a new hopper. And honestly, I know it's entry level. I'm looking at that new Halo just for nostalgia's sake. I'm looking at that new Halo.
I've got what, 3 rotors?
I know you have like 3, but I need
Spire.
one that stays in my kit.
Well, I'm pretty sure that Spire, unless I fall in love with it, you can take the Spire because I like my rotor.
I know you do. You definitely have a thing for the rotor.
It's because I can't kill it.
No,
I break the odd fin. Like I got to fix a couple of them, and I can never seem to put them back together after I take them apart. But eventually, I get them back. Might be why I have 3.
I just know, like, was it the Halo that I was thinking of?
I saw that, you sneaky little shit.
Which one?
John Votor getting the sweetest deal I've seen around lately, and ended up with an axe, and he like $100. He got the score of a scores, and nice little axe. He's gonna have fun with that. He's gonna have to come play some speedball with us, though.
Absolutely. If you're gonna run an axe, you need that. Like I said, I got that 2.0. I've already got the tank. You know what I've kind of been jonesing for is a new pod pack. I've always had a used pod pack. I kind of want to go like find a new. I like with the colors I like.
Oh, nice of you, John. That's sick. Good stuff, buddy.
Giving it away.
That's awesome.
Play with it, man. Play with it.
Oh, he's got something better. Like he won something else that was really nice. To score. Okay. Like good for you, John. That's really sweet of you, dude.
Okay.
Make sure that now and then we all know Bradley's opinion of giving away gear. If you're not doing the waffle thing, which is fine, do you. If you're gonna give it to somebody, I want somebody, and this is what I do. I want you to find the dad or the dude who's there because he's trying just to get out a little more, or the dad who's bringing his kid, not the kid. The kid will fall out of love with it. You give it to and I have my own gear, but I'm thinking of guys like me who are getting back in and they have a kid, and you get out once every couple of weeks and you just don't want to use that loaner gun. You don't want to use that loaner mask. If you're giving stuff, give it to the dudes who are struggling. It's great to build the sport, and there are a lot of people who are doing that, and that's amazing. And I'll always make sure that there's a kid who's got some gear in his hands. But if I'm going to do something like give away an axe or give away something sweet, like I got to look for that dude who's just trying to get out there.
Look for the dude who keeps showing up to your field in steel-toed boots.
Yeah. This isn't a paintball saved my life story, but this is kind of like, thank God I had the sport. So help
something to look forward to. You got something to look forward to at the end of the week. Makes the week a lot less shitty.
Oh, that's right. He bought a mini.
Mini GS.
And honestly, I'm not gonna lie, I still like my mini GS better than I liked my axe.
I still have my mini. It doesn't shoot, but I still have it.
Don't you dare bring that on the field, you monster.
It's gonna get shadow boxed.
I hope so. You almost want to have it like a blowout. Take all the parts apart, like do that all in the shadow box. That would look sick.
I'd love to do it. I just need a place
with your old mask.
It might mean the orange one that went missing.
Oh shit!
Which has yet to draw. The crazy thing is it has yet to pop up. It is it's not that it's a rare or collectible mask, but there are not many orange I4s. Like they stopped making them like 8-9 years ago. You'd think it would pop up somewhere, and I have yet to see it anywhere. It's so wild. So I don't know if some junkie got hold of it and just like tried to pawn it, got nowhere with it, threw it in a dumpster.
Could have.
Probably what happened. Because I feel like if a player stole it or if a junkie took it and it got into a player's hand, it would have been worn somewhere by now. And it would have been seen somewhere. You know what I mean? Like somebody would have been like, yeah, I know that orange mask. Because I was the only one in Atlantic Canada with an orange mask. So, anyways, it's gone. That's fine. I now have a blue and white Proflex, which
I love this Proflex. I'm hyped. I'm so pleased with it.
It's so good. So good.
It turned out really nice. And with the I can't call it I can't call it whatever the hell they call it. It's a Schwang shield. A Schmeckel shield.
Schmeckle shield.
It's a Schmeckle shield.
I love
it's,
that.
Loincloth. That's the word I was looking for, but it's a Schmeckle shield. And then the beanie, I'll try. I'm curious about it. I don't know how
I'm
well.
curious about the beanie. I definitely like the wrap.
The wrap for the tank.
The full chainmail wrap. With
with the flappy. I just went, like I said, I just went with the bump cap.
Yeah.
I never liked the floppy flow.
Yeah,
mullet neck covers.
I had one for ages. I loved it.
I
think I still have it.
Love the one you got from D-Day that the GOM gave you. You wear that pretty regularly. I've got one I got from Josh. It's around somewhere. It's got like cats on it. It's got flying cats. I'm pleased with it.
It's ridiculous. I love it. Yeah. So, man, I'm gonna have to try and get hold of. I'm gonna have to practice gold leafing some stuff because now I want to like gold leaf random stuff in my paintball gear. Because even if it I don't know, I feel like blue and gold, kind of blue and rose gold looks really good together. That'd be kind of dope. Oh, the armadillos. That's a callback and a half. Armadillo was a paintball brand back in the day that they made. It was at the same time as the Predator dreads that a lot of guys were wearing.
Jackie has a set.
Yeah,
I love those. I think those are sick.
I used to have an armadillo hat. Loved it. It was a red hat with a badge, like a leather badge on the front of it, with a brass armadillo. Well, armadillo.
If I say that I wouldn't wear a head wrap, I would love to get a set of Predator dreads.
I think I just unlocked the core memory for Dan. We got the Predator dreads.
It's it's tacky. Like some dudes can pull it off. Nope. Jackie pulls it off. Congo, I think, wears them, and they can do it. I would love to have a set, but I don't know if I could wear them. I don't know if I'd be comfortable with it.
I feel like your personality, the way you carry yourself, and the way you're hear me out. I feel like if you tried to wear the Predator dreads, you would give off dude who spent 2 weeks in Jamaica and came back and won't shut the hell up about it kind of vibes.
There it is. Thank you. You know what?
Like you would look like it. You know what I mean?
No,
like you would.
I get the vibe though. I feel that. Yeah, you're right. Cliffy wears them too and looks dope because if you can't see Cliff on the field, you should not be handling any sort of marker, because if you miss Cliff, man, you're blind.
Yeah.
Stevie Wonder could see could see Cliff.
Oh, conspiracy theory says that Stevie Wonder's not blind.
Did you ever see the reel where Snoop talks about how Stevie Wonder FaceTimes him?
Yeah.
I mean,
I think he's
blind people. I'm not saying blind people can't use it, but I think maybe Stevie Wonder could see. I don't know.
Well, not all blind people are actually completely blind. I don't think he's completely blind. So I'm checking. Can somebody check the score for me? That'd be great. Thank you. Let's see. As of right now, it's 1-0. All right. Keeping up on the score. I need to know.
Cliffy was keeping us up to date. Hi, Stan.
Thanks, Brittany.
Bye, Stan.
Got you. I'm watching it. Awesome. Cool. So I'm trying to think of what we had planned for next week, and because one of the guests I wanted to bring on, I had to reschedule because I was unconscious for 16 hours last Thursday, and due to illness, for the record, and but yeah, we got lots of cool stuff coming up. We're gonna have some really cool guests coming up in the next couple of weeks. I hope. I'm really hoping it all comes together because I'm excited to have some fun people on the show, and we'll get Christian back on when he figures out his audio issues, because that was starting to get very hard on my head. It was getting louder. It was like reverbing on itself. So
then I can remind people that first weekend in March is going to be the game at Atlantica, part 2 of the winter series. Building Paintball, one of the best groups on Facebook. Check it out. Moncton Paintball, home sweet home.
There's a second group called Building Paintball that showed up.
Mm-hmm.
I got invited. It's literally word for word Building Paintball. I got added to it, and they're doing waffles. So make sure the waffles being performed by Josh.
There's a fake or an alternative
fake.
one?
It's alternative. It's not fake. It's just another one called Building Paintball.
What?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Get out of here. That's wild.
Yeah, It's
accept no substitutes. If the king of paintball isn't there, it ain't the real group. If you think you're not in the right group, message me. If I'm there, I take number 17. So you got to play to win. What else? We got Atlantica. I've already talked about Kat, who's got some cool stuff. She's got some cool stuff in the pipes. She's making me some neat stuff, dude.
That's awesome.
I'm excited.
We got the new Quench sponsorship. So Quench Hydration, save 15%. Use the code Maritime Paintball Podcast.
I don't know if you saw it, but I would love to have Tango come and visit me. I would love to have him come and hang out.
Sure.
It'd be a great conversation. I enjoy him. Plus he's been doing the airsoft thing, which is kind of cool. He's really getting into that stuff, which is cool as hell. Like it was fun so examining
it was fun seeing the difference between Ontario and Atlantic.
Dude, next year, this year I am not going to be half dead, so I'm 100% going to play some airsoft with those lads on a D-Day. I want to go. I want to do it again because that was a lot of fun. You guys look like you had a riot.
We got stomped.
That's the best part.
No, that's what I mean. It was not like I said, the difference between, because I went out on that field only having played airsoft in Atlantic, Canada, and I walked out on that field like I'm gonna just steamroll these boys. Like this is nothing. This is a joke. And then I got wrecked,
thumped,
and I was like, oh, okay. I am a little fish in big pond now.
Yeah, you got it.
It was a ton of fun.
I'm looking forward. Moncton, I gotta check the airsoft Airbnb, see what they've got going on. I know they did a couple in St. John that I really wanted to go to, but it just kept falling on the weekends. I had the Starman, which I really. They went to the Kill House in St. John.
There's a Kill House in St. John.
Yeah, the airsoft lads. Well, they did like evening game. Dude, I wanted to go so bad, but it just keeps falling. I've got to try and go. I ran into Tats. He was telling me. I'm just like, so much fun. But they turn their stuff down because you're inside. Mm-hmm. So I don't think my Thompson's going to go over very well if I come whipping around that corner full auto. They don't do that there because
cowards.
They don't.
Cowards.
I have been vying them to get them. Oh, dude. Yes, I will. Thank you, Ryan. You got to let me know how much I owe you for that too. I've been trying to get the Airsoft NB guys to give me one full auto game. One. End of the day or something.
I don't understand why airsofters don't. No, I'm sorry. I'm using that that's a blanket term. Why the airsoft group around here doesn't like full auto? I'd like to discuss that with them.
I've had that conversation with them. It's because some airsofters from another province that's slightly to us. They got a little too happy, and I've seen some people have some like meltdowns, like wailing. I saw one dude have an absolute fit. So they just said no full auto. Our airsoft group in New Brunswick also doesn't want minors. flat out. If you're under 18, you need to have parental supervision, or you've got to be accompanied by somebody. Like, then they have their weekend events, no kids. Which, personally, and I have a kid, hell yeah. Hell yeah. There are a time and a place for everything. Do you. No judging on any parent, but I personally don't want to be. If you've met me on D-Day, I don't want my kid around me like that at D-Day. Straight up. I'm there to party and I'm having fun. I don't want to worry about my kid, and I certainly don't want to be in that state around him, and especially the next morning.
Is it we only have about 7 minutes, but I wonder if if the main difference is because airsoft events aren't run by the field, they're run by the organization.
They're run by the airsoft group, yes.
So, like,
which again, listen, I don't mind. Doesn't really matter.
It's
there's always some dick who goes wild.
For sure. Is it because, are they scared because they don't want the minor to get hurt, or is it because they don't want the minor to break the role playing and the vibe?
Have you
no shame either?
Have you paid attention to the airsoft pits? They make the paintball pits. They make the paintball pits look tame, dude. They party like I do at every event. So
I don't know. That's the thing, is the only airsoft pits I can remember are the ones that we went to at AXP, and what I saw was a bunch of dudes gawking at gear. So it's just strange that you'd think, like, oh, we want 0 minors. It's like,
I don't think it's for the overnight events. They don't want any. And they have to be accompanied.
Oh no, for sure, that makes sense.
They just don't want, they don't want them there because, again, if they're drinking, it's over 18, and it's like people who say that they don't want they want child-free weddings.
Sure, yeah. Like, I'd love to attend an adult-only paintball event, but that's because I want full onslaught, hardcore, like, no holds barred paintball game, and then I want full on proper party DJ, like, shenanigans.
That's what the night party was at Airsoft.
Okay, so
I don't know about the DJ, game, but they definitely had the right. It's the extracurriculars.
Okay, cool. Okay, that makes difference. That's fine. I understand that. I thought it was that they didn't want any minors at any airsoft games.
Yeah, because if there's kids, it's in the day. There's kids, but they don't want little kids. They want teenagers and up, I suppose. Not no minors, but generally like 16, 17, 18. They're about the youngest. I don't think I see many that were younger than 16 that weren't accompanied by adults.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. No. They need to be accompanied by an adult.
Yeah, no unaccompanied minors.
This is yeah. That's fine. Because it's not the field hosting the event. So yeah, that makes sense.
Correct. And on that strange bombshell, mediocre bombshell.
Yeah, with that mediocre bombshell, folks, we're all done. We're out of here. It's been fun. It's been a blast.
Always is.
Come hang out with us in the Discord, the group. There's an invite link in the description, as well as if you've enjoyed what we're doing and you're thinking, man, these guys need to keep doing it, feel free to support us on Patreon. No pressure. You can just watch for free. No big deal. But, if you feel like it, there is a Patreon link in the show description, and you can go check that out. And excuse me, support us on Patreon. I'm starting to choke up here.
It's all right. You're doing good, buddy.
But that's it, folks. We're out of here. Until next week. Cheers.
Doodles.